This is I Talk, Just Listen. Everything's allegedly and also my opinion. All right, then. Let's get it. The hate or racism, however you want to put it, continues. It seems like Deion or his sons can't catch a break. I might have to go out on a limb on this one here. I don't see it as hating no more. And it's going on too long. And it went to the extreme. I see it as racism now. Calling out everything that Deion doing and his son Shedeur is doing, especially when he flashes the watch. They can't do anything without being criticized. Nothing. If his shoes is untied, they'll find something about that to talk about. They just want to talk. Then the talking they doing towards Deion and his son, they didn't do none of this type of talk in the past towards other people that was out there doing almost the same thing. Let's get into this. Doug Gottlieb, whatever his name is, how you ever want to pronounce his last name, he frustrates me. He really does. Showed his true colors. The stuff he was saying. Like I said the other day, when I was talking about J.J. Redick and Softy James, hypocrites. Here's another hypocrite right here. Doug Gottlieb. Another hypocrite that runs his mouth. It's about all he does. I don't know why he even got a show. Let's talk about what he said. He was on this show just talking. He was saying that he's tired of Shedeur Sanders with the wash thing walking over to the crowd. Talking about people don't want to call it out. If you call it out, you a hater or a racist. Talking about he don't know the culture. Then he went on a rant talking about diversity. Talking about the area he grew up in, where he lived at, the countries he lived in and visited. Talking about he grew up in Orange County, one of the diverse places he ever lived in. All right, Doug, you need to stop now. You're talking too crazy. Then he started talking about he's about being fair. Okay. Then he started talking about Shedeur Sanders going over to the opposing crowd and flashing a $70,000 watch. Then he started talking about Deion's money. And Deion was a superstar. So what I took from that is, why you talk about another man's pockets? Who cares what the watch costs? So basically you trying to say Deion money is furnishing that watch on his wrist. You making it a little bit personal there, ain't you, Dougie Doug? All in the man's pockets, talk about his money. Then he continued with his rant. He went on talking about Caleb Williams, the quarterback at USC. Talk about his pockets. Talk about the deals that he secured, making him millions. He basically said Caleb Williams can afford to buy his own watch. So what you trying to say, Doug? Shedeur Sanders can't buy his own watch? I'm pretty sure he's making money his damn self. He probably done secured some contracts making some money himself. I'm pretty sure he can afford his own watch, Dougie Doug. Boy, these people are something else. They something else. They something else. Why you worrying about another man's pocket, Dougie Doug? Is it because you ain't got that fat pocket like they do? What is it? You might say it's hating. No, Dougie Doug. It's a little bit more than that. Just be real about it. Be real about it. Then he continued talking. Then Johnny Manziel's name came up. Talking about Johnny Manziel didn't run over to the crowd, opposing crowd, and show off his money and jewelry. He didn't run over there and show actual money or jewelry, but he still did that hand signal. And that was attending to money. I don't know if it was show me the money or I got money. We know he had money. He did that gesture and nobody ever said nothing about it. It was okay. It was okay. You don't have a problem with that though, do you, Dougie Doug? Then he went on to say that he's done with it. What Shedeur is doing is ultimate taunting and spoiled rich guy stuff. Okay, Dougie Doug. Let's just be honest, Dougie Doug. It's racism. You can talk all day long about diversity or where you lived at, where you grew up with, who you grew around with. That don't mean anything. That don't change nothing that what's in your heart. If it wasn't racism, you'll call it down the line. I can go on a whole list of people that's doing things or did things in the past that you didn't call out. Same way with Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, that Caitlin Clark girl with Iowa. I bet you ain't talking about Brett Favre. I bet you ain't saying nothing about all that. See, if you were calling it down the line, then I wouldn't say nothing about racism. But you don't call it down the line. Then you're up here talking about what a person can afford. I guess you must know what he has in his account to be talking this way. Dougie Doug, you talking crazy. But let me throw this nugget in before we end this on Dougie Doug. You doing all this talk about people money and what they can afford. But back in September of 96, you was charged with credit card theft, Dougie Doug. I guess you don't remember that one, huh? He was charged with felony theft, using a stolen credit card to purchase over $1,000 worth of stuff. You got some nerves to be talking about what somebody can't afford when you was charged with felony theft back in the days. And that is what it is. I'm tired of talking about Doug Gottlieb out here talking about what somebody can afford. You were charged with felony theft. Like I said before, these hypocrites are something else. Out here worried about somebody's pocket when his pocket was empty as hell. Dougie Doug, that shut the hell up. We know what you about. Talk about you a fair man. That's more bullshit coming out your mouth. This is I Talk, Just Listen. Hit that subscribe, like, and share, and I'm out.